if you have an accident, it's easy that it's coming out, okay? So be sure that everything is closed and fixed, and that also the pumps are fixed in a secured way, as well as the ventilator. If you have loose part on a transport device, it can affect your life, let's say. Okay, also small things which are stored on platforms, let's say 2 kilos or whatever, accessories. If you do a braking situation with 30 kilometers per hour, it can develop force against your body of more than 20 kilos. And I have in my life a personal experience, because I'm a neonatal nurse in my former life, that one of our doctors didn't survive an accident while in transport. He gets a pump on his head, and after 3 months of ICU and brain damage, he died. Okay, so be careful, because most important is that you are coming home in good shape. Okay. So if we are just talking on the transport system, it consists out of 4-5 major components. One is the transport incubator. I know that you already use some of those, so it's not that important to talk about that. Or do you have questions to the transport incubator? Are you using it? Are you familiar with the usage or not? So there's no change at all in this type of equipment. Most important is you have the main switch on the right side here, inside here, okay? If you have difficulties with electricity, so if you have a power failure inside the ambulance car or something like that, you will hear a very hard audible alarm, 65 dBA, makes me very unhappy every time I hear it, okay? I'm getting crazy. This is coming across with the alarm signal here with the tooling. The only choice to get this alarm out is to switch the incubator off completely, okay? And if you have an over-force situation, so somebody plugged in the 12-volt plug, and the other person on the transport plugs in the 230-volt plug. I don't know, do you have 230-volt available in your cars? Yes. Okay. So it's you are usually using 230 volts, I believe, because if you are plugging in 230 volts, all batteries of all the complementary products will be charged. Okay. If you plug in the 12-volt plug, the operational power for the transport incubator will be served. But if you put them into, at the same time, 2 sources in the system, then this alarm occurs, and you have on the right side 4 small knobs. And I would like to make you aware of them. Just have a look inside here. Perhaps you never see them, the small black ones, okay? If you have such an alarm, please switch the unit off and just put all 4 knobs one time, press them one time, okay? And then these are breakers, okay? So typical breakers, and then if you press them once, you can switch the system on again, okay? Very nicely, sometimes you hear this alarm and nobody knows what to do, so only switch it off and then it's done. In terms of electricity, we have a redundancy in electricity and we have an automatic switch integrated. So if you take out the plug here, automatically the whole system switches onto battery without any alarm, okay? If you plug in 12 volts, the 12-volt lamp will flash, and then you have battery or 12-volt availability for the transport for the incubator itself. As soon as you plug it in again, everything is charged. So this is automatic. The same automatic situation occurs with the gas supply. On the back side of the system, we have 2 hoses for central gas supply. White is oxygen, black and white is pressure, it's air. Okay? And you have the bottles on the left side here. As soon as you plug in those plugs to the central gas supply, the bottle supply will be switched. Okay? So this ends up in the understanding that before you are going on transport, the only thing you have to do is just open the bottles, okay? And whenever possible, plug in the central gas supply, because you have limited possibilities of gas, okay? I have no clue in terms of in your ambulance cars, do you have air available or only oxygen?
Not yet. In new cars there will be also air,
but actually,
okay.
Which is a great change, you know, because we have big trouble in transporting baby with air consumption. In Germany, we are 80–90% of baby ventilation is done by air only, so without any oxygen. Okay, so, and it's important for you to understand how much air consumption you have. So you have to calculate what you need. Is everybody familiar with the calculation of how much air is in a bottle? Do you have an idea or not? Everybody familiar?
We can repeat.
Okay, it's better. Okay, so we have 3-liter gas bottles, okay, and we have 200 bar compressed air inside. Means one bottle has 600 liters of air. Which means if you are doing a ventilation of a baby with 10 liters per minute, just do it easy because in maths was not my biggest thing. If you have a ventilation with 10 liters per minute, one bottle at 21% lasts for an hour, okay? But be careful if you are doing a lot of NC-PAP, and I'm pretty sure that you are mostly doing non-invasive ventilation also on transport, or
yes,
mostly,
but
increasingly.
okay, but if you are doing non-invasive ventilation, and if you are placing, for example, a pressure of 5 or 8 to the baby, then it could be easily possible that you are using 10 to 15 to 20 liters, because it depends on leakage compensation, okay? If you have a big leakage, all the new ventilators would give you more and more flow to increase or to hold the pressure at the decided level. So be careful and have a look at the ventilator, what the ventilator is doing, because we frequently have the situation that customers are calling and saying, hey, I have no air any longer, what should I do? And my best advice is use a bag. Okay, because you can't do anything if you don't have air anymore, okay? In terms of gas supply, you have 3 bottles here, and actually for training purposes, I guess we placed an NO bottle inside here. But it's also possible under normal circumstances that you are using the system with 2 air bottles. I guess this will be the standard normally. Okay, and you can switch from one bottle to the other. Are you familiar with the bottle change or not?
yes.
You are? Okay, so I don't have to repeat that. It's quite important that you also see here if this is really locked, and we in some cases have a situation, I saw it just 2 days ago in Berlin. Have you done it before? No? Yes? It hurts sometimes a little bit because it's very tight. But it has to be so tight because the problem is that if this is not really tight, you know, the bottles can come out. So be careful and check if this is tight or not. And if you have problems with openings, you can place a ring through here that you can draw it down, okay? This could be a solution, makes it a little bit easier. Good. And also in terms of oxygen bottle treatment, I have to say please don't put oil on these bottles. Okay, that's quite important. Because if you put oil or with slicky hands or with oily hands, if you are just handling bottles, we had a problem here. Yeah. Sorry. Yes, so it's important that I'm telling you again. So it can give a real big disaster in here. Okay? Good. Gas is also, we're also using gas for suction on the transport incubator. You have a suction unit in front of the system, and you know already this bag. Be careful using gas on the bottles or suction on the bottle, because sometimes people leave it like this, and this kills your air bottle as well very fast. Okay, so be sure that it's switched on again. Opening. What else do we have to discuss? Yes. So opening of the incubator. You have access to the incubator on different sites. For sure, very easy is the openings to handle the baby. Then you have the possibility to open the whole front window. Okay, this is also important. For cleaning purposes, you can open the whole hood. You have to remove the light before. The light is removed by pressing those knobs 2 times. Now it's fixed. Please also secure before you are going on transport that it's fixed. If you want to lose it, just take it away. And now you can open the hood. Don't use tools for opening the hood. Okay, sometimes we had one nurse which take a tool and did it like this. The result was a big hole inside the whole incubator. Okay, on the side you have the small pins. If you press them, then you can open it quite easily. To avoid that the hood is falling down, you just have this yellow piece of metal on the right side to fix the hood there. This is also the situation which we are using for cleaning the system. Are you cleaning the system on your own? Okay. So, in these days you have a cover integrated, okay? So you can cover, we decided to do that as a standard inside our incubators, because if you are going through the hospital, a lot of people are looking to the babies, look inside, so you can cover them now. This is a normal hood cover. Okay? If you want to clean the system, thank you, Peter. If you want to clean the system, you have to take out all the packings here, for sure. I think you know that. And to dismount the whole incubator, you can take it out like this. And then, to you. The next one is coming out here, and you have to also dismount the ventilator. In terms of the vent, you have to take care. There's one flat position. I give it around that you can see it. And this flat position is also on this here. Okay, so if you bring it back together, make sure that the 2 flat sides are on the same direction. Otherwise, it's not working. Okay? And it's also, for closure, there is a sign on the screw, because it's counterclockwise. Okay? Because otherwise, the vent will flow away. Okay? Be careful if you're cleaning the system, it should be 20 minutes off before, because then the heating element is cool already. Okay? Otherwise you can burn yourself on the heating element. And be a little bit, let's say, safe and smooth with the temperature probes here. You can take that out and also clean it underneath here, it's no problem. But at the end there is a cable inside, okay? And be careful, if you're doing it too heavily, the cable will be defective and Peter has to come to repair it, okay? Good. So on the back side of the, would you like to build it again? Come on, do it yourself. Try it. Come here. At first this one, sorry. Yes, you can do it together, because then you see what we're doing here. Yeah. If it's working easily, then it's okay.